In modern society, we are conditioned from childhood to view our energy as an investment. You study to get the grade, you work to get the promotion, and you perform for the applause. This simple feedback loop connects an action directly to an expected reward. As we repeat this cycle, the loop thickens and absorbs your sense of self. You believe you are the sole author of your success, and your identity becomes completely entangled with the outcomes. The fatal flaw in this system is that reality involves millions of variables outside your control. When your happiness is contingent on specific external results, you are signing up for chronic anxiety while you wait for the outcome, crushing disappointment if you fail, and an insatiable craving for more even if you succeed. Living as a hostage to external validation makes lasting inner peace impossible. It traps us in an exhausting cycle of intense effort and expectation, like running on sand, burning enormous energy just to keep from falling behind. So what happens if we intentionally break the logical link between the work we do and the reward we expect? Thousands of years ago, Hindu philosophy developed a specific framework to answer this. It's called karma yoga, the yoga of action. It was designed as a spiritual solution to exactly this kind of psychological exhaustion. This chart visualizes the core paradox of the practice. To achieve true liberation, karma yoga dictates that you must apply absolute maximum effort to your worldly duties, while your desire for the resulting reward drops to zero. Decoupling effort from the outcome contradicts everything we are taught about motivation. But letting go of the reward doesn't mean giving up on the work. It is a precise strategy for executing your duties at the highest possible level, while keeping your mind psychologically bulletproof against failure. The engine driving karma yoga is a principle known as Nishkama karma. This is the deliberate, ongoing practice of detaching yourself from the fruits of your labor. Detachment here is often misunderstood as apathy or inaction. It is actually the exact opposite of that. It requires stepping fully into the present moment and acting with total selflessness, rather than withdrawing from the world. Implementing this requires strict mental discipline. You have to train your mind to stay locked entirely on the task in front of you, systematically severing the emotional anchor tying your action to a future outcome. Once cut, you enter equanimity. Whether the result is highly favorable or entirely disastrous, you process both with the exact same calm, balanced mind. When you eliminate the anxiety of what might happen tomorrow, all of that wasted mental energy is suddenly reclaimed. You can channel your total focus directly into the quality of the action itself. But if you aren't working toward a personal reward, what actually drives you to put in the effort at all? This is where karma yoga introduces the practice of dedicating action. You keep the intense effort, but you shift the why of the task away from your own personal gain, redirecting it toward a higher power or the general welfare of humanity. By consciously choosing to act in the service of others, the constant internal calculations of what's in it for me begin to quiet down. This outward focus naturally dissolves self-centeredness and relieves the pressure on the ego. This psychological pivot is known as treating duty as worship. It takes the most mundane, repetitive tasks of your day and recasts them as sacred service, turning physical work into a form of meditation in motion. When your actions are dedicated outward, the suffocating pressure of personal ambition vanishes, and the act of simply doing the work beautifully, for its own sake, becomes its own complete reward. Over time, as this discipline of acting without expectation takes hold, it begins to filter the noise out of the practitioner's heart and mind. Consistently operating without an expected reward starves the psychological traits that fuel our daily anxiety. Without a prize to win, greed loses its target. Without a reputation to protect, egoism fades. Selfish desires simply run out of fuel. What replaces that noise is a profound sense of mental clarity. When the mind is no longer agitated by a constant nagging craving for the next milestone, a deep inner peace naturally surfaces. This means true spiritual growth is directly measurable by the reduction of the ego and the ability to maintain a perfectly stable mind even when the external world descends into chaos. This cumulative shift in motivation leads toward a specific transcendental state, liberation from karma. The spiritual mechanics work like this. Every time you act with a burning desire for a material result, you create a new, binding karmic attachment to the physical world, ensuring you stay trapped in the cycle of cause and effect. Selfless action snaps the chain. By executing your earthly duties flawlessly, but refusing to seek the result, you prevent the formation of new karma. You do the work, but you do not accrue the psychological debt. Real freedom is found within the noise of a city or the pressure of a deadline. By evolving the intention behind every effort, the responsibilities that once felt like a burden transform into the mechanism of a person's release.